Hello everyone, this is Fantastic Worlds. Welcome you back to Lovecraft Country and the Let's Try series. Yet this is not on the voting block, by the way. This is a demo that was recommended by one of you. Lovely commenters out there. Unfortunately, I couldn't find your original comment, so I can't thank you personally, but thank you for suggesting this. Now, what I like to do is when we're doing these little hiatus, allows people to vote, is to highlight some stuff that might be coming up in the future, like we did with Worshippers of Cthulhu and we Harvest Shadow the last time we did this voting. Now, Blackshard, don't know much about it. Seems like an isometric walking simulator slash exploration game. So, also first person, I believe. So let's descend into some form of arcane realm, shall we? Let's begin. The elder came from the... Oh, whoops. The elder came from the meandering of time. With him came no cohort, no blind and supplicant men, only emptiness of a world and silence of a world gone. Okay. Yeah, we've been here before. I think it's like the intro of a Secret World, if you remember that. Had us coming into the Dreamer's dimension, which was this, I believe, an earlier version of Creation, which doesn't have, quite as much color, texture, anything. Oh, wait. Oh, it's not a demo. Yeah, okay, so some people speculate that the Underworld is, in fact, the earlier copy of Crew. Wow. Large scared ribcage there. Oh, we should probably move somewhere. One thing keeps the living and the dead, line between the living and the dead. Anyways, yeah, that the Underworld itself is the older copy. Okay, so we press this to run. You know what? I see a way out. I think we should probably follow it. And it's telling us to sprint. If it's telling you to run, you don't look back. No matter what, you don't look back. Alright, so we go from death to reverb. Threshold. Okay, so this is going to be like Control, which everywhere we go is going to have explanation in front of us of what it is compared to everything else. Like, this doesn't look too dissimilar from Control. Maybe we popped into the bureau without realizing it. Okay, so E-Act. That happened. Do we pick it up? Is everything okay now? Did we open a door? I don't know what's going on here. Let's just follow the Q to respawn the latest witness. Oh, it's our save point. So we've gone from the black void to the white void. See, it's when the two of them started mixing together, we got things like color. But, yeah. I sense there's going to be issues. Also, loading screen. It's kind of a clever way to hide it. Okay, lots of squares, feeling very demiurgy. Just making sure, sometimes they all disappear behind us. How that goes, hang on 1 second. Sorry, I had to confirm it was recording. This one I can't get below full screen, so usually I have this on partial screen, one side of the monitor. Got a really big monitor for editing purposes and recording purposes. And on the left hand of the screen, this is definitely, like, the demiurge is a black. No, it's just the lights. Okay. And cube, this is white cubes. I don't know, maybe it's his better brother. The actual demiurge. Gnosticism has been a huge influence on a lot of the games we've been going through. So I've gone on and on about it. But yeah, the demiurge is the constrictive force of the universe, and it's said to be either malign or ignorant or just does not care. They're just there to inhabit the to give material existence its shape by limiting primordial chaos. This is probably where it chills. All right, so we have another witness. Now, do we have anywhere to go? Did this open up something else? I'm wondering here. All right, that's shift. All right. Yeah. My guess is something might have changed on the other side. Somewhere. Alright, so this is... Can we actually get up there? What was that? Oh, okay. Cool. Hi. Didn't realize... Oh, so they're motion sensitive. That's what these are. Okay, is there another one in here? I think there was one over here. No. Just this one. We got Star Trek doors. Which, never actually struck me as smart, because in a spaceship you're supposed to be able to seal off areas, and they're all motion sensitive. I mean, I suppose you can manually lock them down with the computer or remote access or the panels. It just strikes me that you'd want to have them secure at all times and just open and close them when manual request. But hey, I'm just from the Navy. What do I know about trying to maintain security within confined spaces and dangerous environments? That's the problem these days. People like to say that everyone's equal, but nope, some of us have experience. All right, so this is cool. Never like to go exactly where I'm supposed to. I'm always trying to figure out what people are trying to hide from me. This would be a great place to snipe me, too, if I was just walking down the main space. All right. Do a map. Of course, we don't have a map function. All right, so this is probably like God's first attempt to find some place to live. It's kind of like a proto-heaven sort of scenario we got going here. You can see, obviously, he worked on it a bit longer. He's probably forgotten about his old cabin in the outback. That's why we're hanging in here, chilling here without any problems. I wonder if he really kept the security system on. Probably going to run into it relatively soon. So whatever we stare at is... Oh! Can't say the view's not good if it's incomprehensible. I don't like being out in the open like this. Although, let's get our agoraphobia going up real good, shall we? Yeah! Billing the bet that's a endless drop. I mean, literally endless. Kind of a terrible concept of falling not for eternity, but until you die of dehydration, because water would be the first thing you lost. You'd be praying to run into something or just, lose your oxygen. Yeah, I am actually walking. I'm going to say it's less a walk button and more of a power stride button. I guess you have to use the sprint to get anywhere. Oh, hi. You go anywhere? No. Alright, cool. You're just a light panel. God's light panel. Yeah, we don't want to fall into the endless void like I was discussing. Although we'd probably just beat back to the last witness, but we'd lose some serious time that way. Okay. God. Gotta find God's refrigerator. I don't know if there's secrets or anything, but too much of a gamer not to go where I'm not directed to go. You know what I mean? Alright, cool. Yeah, we don't want to drop down there. It'd be kind of uncool. We have to beam back to the witness. Now, there is a biblical indication for witnesses that nothing can be created without an observer, so God was trying to make things. He obviously it didn't mean anything if it was just them, because you have to have contrast in order to have creation. You have to be able to have a nothing, or there to be a something. There has to be, if you make an object, you have to have an observer to find that object by perception. I mean, you probably heard about the double slit experiment, that technically nothing exists until it is observed, where the quantum wave form will literally put an object into what's called superposition, all the potential places it can be, until you actually look at it. And this is actually scientifically proven, that before you measure a thing, nobody looks down. I'm not looking down. Moving very slowly. Remember, if you don't look down, it's just like walking on any other surface. Any other surface that you don't fall to your death if you get it wrong by a couple centimeters. Oh God, everybody, all you agoraphobes out there, here, I feel your pain. Feel it. Oh boy. Okay. God has an aesthetic. I guess this was his early period. Like he was making these dragon, vampire. Oh, cool. We got a sound system. Pale faces. The labyrinth oversees the forest of destinies. The force is anchored in the non-matter labyrinth. So we are in the darkness of first creation. Cool. The forest affects the labyrinth, yet the labyrinth's older, it shall endure. So basically the labyrinth is a sub-basement of creation, and the forest is where you have life, okay, above it. But this probably defines the fundamental laws of gravity and such, which is why it says it affects it, because objects create gravity. I mean, technically you create a gravitational pull on the planet, but the planet is so much larger, it doesn't matter. You who enter the labyrinth, beware, listen not to the whispers, do not draw the sign, do not count the unclean numbers. In other words, don't F up the program. Embrace the tyranny of fate. Ah, we got a whole chaos order thing going here. Okay, I feel... No. Wrong button. Don't press that button again. Oh, we're leaving. Don't do anything wrong. Now, the tyranny of fate means that fate is predetermined, and we are just all working out our patterns. You know, we were born, live, and die according to the pattern of our birth, which is why our astrology comes from. Do we crouch? Do we crouch? Can we crouch? No, we can't crouch. Not giving me a crouch prompt anyways. Now press the usual... What? I made it. It cost me everything. Everything I had left. Yay, we have a plot. So basically we avoided ourselves from the universe and just came here, which is the closest to non-existence you can come and still exist. Alright, so... God damn it, I hope this goes somewhere. Moth is fire, hunger in the end is the last link in the king of causality. The flame that devours existence and burns the forest of destinies. From its ashes shall rise the Yellow King. Maze Chronicles, Dragon 1-3. And we're right back to... Well, the simulator, aka the Secret Histories universe. Gotta call it Secret History Universe because we're gonna have a third game out for it relatively soon. Yes, it's obviously going to be on the channel for at least a vote. But it looks like we're here trying to kickstart the apocalypse. Usually it's about a 75-25 chance if I'm trying to save the world or destroy it. Where's the any key? Convergence zone. Well, hey, we're back to Elden Ring because all things desire to converge. You know, it's half the law. The law of induction. What is the right word of that? Not causality. It's the other one. Of causality and the law of regression. That's it. Do we have an interact? No? All right. Okay, so I need to log in. Cool. Great. Awesome. Okay, gold is like the first color, but it's supposed to be, in alchemy, it's supposed to be the highest vibration that is closest to the God source. To be able to wear it is be considered holy. Which is why everybody's kind of freaked out about the metal, and like Trump is sticking it all over the White House. And no, I'm not kidding. If you look into the briefing rooms, he's literally stapling on, yes, stapling on gold fragments. I mean, gold trophies, gold whatever you can get off eBay, I guess. I mean, look, there's ornamentation, and that's just being gaudy. All right. So, but we also know that we want to go where we're not supposed to go first. We're all gamers. We all know to backtrack. We all know to check out the hidden spots. We also know to look for the secrets. Why we're here. Why did God have to have so many stairs? If I ever find that person, I'm just gonna have to start complaining about some of the design choices. All right. Okay, all right, so cool. Let's do a brisk jog up here. Now, there's no guarantee these two actually lead to the same place. I'm gonna check this out. Yeah, okay, so they do. All right, so I think we found God's racquetball room. Yeah, God was really big on the view. Now, these could be the earliest fractal versions of the reality. In other words, some people assume that reality is, in fact, a expression, as we know it, of the fractal patterns of creation. In other words, they are the things that define the basic rules, the programming, as it were. So what we're probably trying to do is trying to find God's command codes. I mean, Who wouldn't want the command codes? I mean, I don't think I'd want the full command codes. I don't know what the hell I'd do with them. Probably just debug, I guess. I mean, we come right down to it. Creation works fine. I mean, humans have issues, but it's more of an ego problem. It's more of a them problem, really, or an us problem. But, yeah. God likes to be high, so I'm thinking he'll probably find his pad up here. All right, cool. There's one of his early statues of primordial life emerging from the ooze. Now, I do like some of the beliefs that God had rough drafts. It's known as the world's the shells in Kabbalistic lore. And that those weren't as good as, you know, what we're used to. Quality's a bit much. It's kind of like ooze. I mean, things like the Cthulhu mythos beings are supposed to be from this primordial. And they're asleep. They weren't actually killed because it's quite possible that they can't be killed due to laws and such, or being actually part of the fundamental laws. And if you killed them, well, either creation is going to have a really bad day, or other people are going to have to take their place. And probably is one of the punishments if you mess up the natural order, or somewhat responsible, or they're probably going to end up recruiting you in some fashion, or just chain you to a rock screaming for eternity. I mean, I understand the IP practices of creation can be rather strict at times. Just read your local mythology. Any mythos will tell you that. All right, so nobody looks down. Remember, that's the rule. Nobody looks into the infinite abyss, because the infinite abyss is definitely looking at us. Oh, gods. Okay, we didn't go too far. And yes, I'm probably in the ceiling. Though up and down seem relatively, well, relative. All right, so where does this go? That way, I think. Really, there should be a you are here maps here somewhere. Okay, we're not going to do that too much, by the way. Note that he looks down into the infinite abyss. That's rule 1. Frank, I'm looking at you. Frank, what'd I tell you about looking down? Okay, so we can climb. Good to know. Oy boy. I'm not sure who decided to sacrifice everything to show up in God's old squats, but I don't think it was a good life choice. Just thinking that, all right? Jeez. If I knew where we were going. Like I said, something besides the view. All right, do we go up again? Can we go up? Do we be able to climb this thing? All right, good. It is a ladder. Now, like I said, God seems really fond of really high or really low, but you usually want to talk to the really high versions, because they're the ones who are going to talk, as opposed to just global and eat you. All right, so we're here now. I did like somebody. It was the Book of Magic series written by he who will not be named, or one of the many he's who will not be named. You stated that one of the problems with this sort of thing is that you show up at these really, really awesome places which have absolutely nothing in them, because, they are times have passed or yet to come. What are you going to do besides write your name on the wall? I really shouldn't think of these existential issues, but sometimes, how on earth do you do cosmic horror without doing that? The whole point of cosmic horror is being an existential issue. It's to think about your existential issues, and sometimes make them really big things with tentacles and eyes. Because the reason why I like that is, according to Kabbalistic and theory, the earlier versions of creation, like I said, were terribly, distinct. Hunger was universal law. So you can imagine what that would be like. Then there was pain, and then there was the void, and then there was silence, and there was silence, there was speech, and where there was speech, there was song, and where there was song, there was meaning. And the song did spread out upon the waters, and from it raised the first earths, the first earths, and among them the first life. Many things have occurred since now and then, and will continue to occur as the story progresses. We really seem to be in the pause room at the moment. Kind of like the safe room of creation from Resident Evil. If you're thinking like Resident Evil safe rooms. Okay. God, I'm not going up there. Even if I could defy gravity to that level, I don't want to. Really don't want to. Sigils, they do things. Sure. Alright, cool. That was fun. Let's go somewhere else. Oh no, are you telling me we gotta do a puzzle here? Get this bloody thing open? Probably do. So, where to next? Alright, so we have infinite void plus... I guess we can try the higher ups areas. Problem is the higher up gods really like their privacy. They'll do things like smite you. Get too close. Nobody look up either. I think the void is infinite in all directions. Just keep your eye on the target and keep moving. The nice thing about void navigation is you have to know where you're going, where you come from, and the path between the two. That is a lot of math. No, your average dumb computer is not going to be able to do it. No matter how many upgrades you have. Now, what the... Okay, so we've reached some alternate architecture here. Good to know. Good to know. Sigh. You know, I'm glad I worked on my agoraphobia before I started doing games like this. Because, yeah, I don't think it's down here. Alright, so let's go this way. God's really big on the minimal lighting. This is why you said "Let there be light," because there's just so much, just, you know, too much to not define. Now, I just actually wonder if people actually lived here. Is it more like an abstract concept than a place? Unless it's abstract enough. If we're into Jessie down here, I'm going to beg her to bring us back to the house. I don't care if it's in a containment cell. The oldest house, by the way. Control. I got the playlist. Right, cool. We dare? Guess we have to. We don't have to, but I'm probably gonna do it. No infinite void to take us. We'll just spawn back anyways. Right, like I told you. Look, didn't you help us here? No. So we can't actually jump that far. That's a thing. Complaining about doors not sealing manually, but now when they do, I'm kind of upset about the whole thing. How far can we fall without dying? Boom. Ta-da! Gravity hasn't been invented yet, motherfucker. Not in this realm. More of a suggestion than anything else, really. Alright, talk to me, boy. Labyrinth is in space, out of reach, isolated. Yeah, got that. Proxies can wander, not act, observe, contemplate, not interfere. The ascent is transgression. The doors built in the blood of nations are infamy, abomination, sacrifice. Do not hear the whispers, not try the sign. The domain is not made for you. Of course it isn't. Yet we're here. Eat me up or something. Alright, cool. Let's see if we've got a door system down here. Right, looks like we found God's old living room. This is interesting. What's more interesting than what we've been doing? I've been hanging out in the ceiling. Spires. Ooh, it looks like someplace we should go. Okay, looks like God didn't tidy up last time. Do you stand on this stuff? No, it's immaterial, I'm guessing. Huh. Could take a piece back for eBay. Alright. This will do here. Alright, cool. I may have to manually walk back to the door if I manage to actually open it, but what's the actual danger of us accomplishing something? Alright, so we get on this thing. During God's coffee table. Something over there. Deal with it later. See what's up here. At least I think this is the areas where people are supposed to be, as opposed to the maintenance shaft we were just in. Warmer lighting. That's how you tell. Alright. God apparently only had one abstract. Oh, actually, he's trying to figure out how to position celestial bodies. This must be when he was trying to figure out if spheres or triangles worked better. Alright, where are we going? Let's take the higher road again. Right, cool. I can only really run if I feel like I should be running. Alright, so I guess we're running up this way. what's going on here? These two. So this is a zone. We can drop on here from on high. You know what? Really fun if we can find God's PA system. Find some holy person. Start, you know, given the riot act. Probably can't get to there, but we know it's not gonna hurt us. Okay, let's see. Sprint. I can't double jump. Oh well. It was a thought. Oh, we probably should stop clinging to the walls here. Don't tell me I glitched. Hi. Where are we? Oh, I must have pressed the recall button by accident. It means it's active. Oh, well, you know, might not have been a bad idea, really. We have a stamina bar. The hell? What do we get over there? What's this place? It might have been his first mock-up for the humanoid form. We can figure out if we can get up there somehow. We could this is probably an access point, but how do we get it open? No interactions. So let's, I want to press the light, but it won't let me. Okay, so this is kind of a thing we got to figure out how we're going to turn these objects back into their normal self. Because odds are, since time doesn't exist as we know it here, we can simply rewind the damage and create the access point. Then we can figure out anything around here. Kind of hoping the hunger is not a reality here for us, because otherwise we're going to be a very untidy set of bones. They're called labyrinth because it's a representation of fate. Fate is the labyrinth to us, which has set goals and rules confining us. We can't actually understand them. Alright, let's do this stuff. What the bloody hell is that? And how do I get to it? No, could sides. Ah, there we go. Let's go check out the beam-o-matic. The gun has lighting, but it doesn't have a lot of it. Activate. So I'm guessing that's what it is. We have to both of them running up or something. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Probably just die, but yeah, it doesn't reactivate. Is it invisible? Invisible floor? There is no invisible floor, in fact. Oh, you're just You're just a recall point. Alright, I guess. Oops. Alright, so yeah, that's not a floor. God, I probably should have read the entry. You know, they give us a little pamphlet when I came in. I didn't read it. I just feel bad about that. I might know, like, what the heck's going on at this point. Okay, so this is a construction zone. Is it a replication? How do you get down there? Probably an access point somewhere around here. Down here? Yep. All right, so let's get down here. Looks like there's a wall here. Observation point. It's glass. Yep, so safety glass. So apparently you could have safety glass around all of the freaking things, but, you know, it chooses not to. Because, well, if he's just him in this zone, and he's, you know, immortal, invulnerable, and all of that, there doesn't really need to be much safety. So my guess is that he got that up not for protection of others, but protection of that material, whatever it is. Understand what's going on, but I don't think I ever really will. So this is all we've got here at the moment. Oh, well, okay. That happened. Yeah, nothing big here. We know there's a zone right here. Probably we need to get the other side or something like that. We need to find some super abilities. Where is the God instruction manual? I mean, I missed the tourist brochure, but at least got to be something around here that tells what to do. Otherwise, there's no plot. I'll give it a gift shop, too. Oh, it's this button. What's this button? Ah, there we go. That's the sprint. We don't have much of a reach there. Guess we'll just tackle this zone over here again. Find. What's on the other side of this? Anything? A button, a device, insignia. Nope. That's not going to open for us. So, guess we try again, going up. That fails. We'll wander someplace else. Plenty of places to wander around here. So why we can only be coming here in order to try to degrade the universe in some fashion, to alter it to bend to His will and not the divine. Okay, is anything in this direction? Does not appear to be. So it is in this direction. To go. At least if there's a supposed to in any of this. Where is the question? Even if we could get over there to the top, what happens? This direction, there's that, but again, we have to make sure there's some place to jump to. Shift and button and well. Oh, that's right, that's a teleport button. Something will happen if we could really get bored. Anyways, let's. Other possibility. Try to go in this direction. Scale the wall. Yeah, remember, it's really not a gravity thing going on here. So, but it still didn't work. Oh well. Guess we're going another direction for a bit. Ooh, there's definitely something here. The question is, do we know what the heck it's to be? Can we even find out what it is? I don't think it goes anywhere. Does one get over there? Yeah, no, that's just. What whispers? I haven't got any whispers yet. Resets that one. It could get up there, would be the point. It's not a lot of stuff that's nice to look at, but I don't want to feel like I've gotten dead-ended here. Lovecraftian piping over system over there. down here. Does not look like it. Microphobes, I'm with you on this one. Now I could activate this one, but I'm not sure where else we're gonna go. Something here we can activate? It's damaged. That's the problem is. Just need to find the rewind time ability if we've got it. Missed. I'm bad at that. I did, however, save some walking. Where else does one go here? Be trying to get over that wall seems the only obstacle I can overcome in some fashion. It's supposed to be up there, but I'm not sure what up there provides. And not the best at puzzles. Don't think I can make it, but let's find out. Oh, just short. Okay, just walk up the wall again. You can't walk up. Can't walk up a completely solid wall. Yeah, because we slide down that. Just any sort of slope, we could do this. Oh, just short. Try a third time and then we'll move on to something else. Ah, it didn't work. Alright, that wasn't really the third try. I pressed the wrong button. Let's try one more time. Oh, I don't think we can do it. Alright, so the question is, well, if we can do this, can we just walk this way? I mean, that's stupid trying to jump thing. Ah, well, that was easy enough. Sometimes I make this more difficult on myself than I absolutely have to. Also, I'm curious if you can turn off the, Ooh, it worked. A little nerve-wracking, but it worked. Yeah, okay, I can't go that way. We're not supposed to go up here. Maybe there's something to see. I don't know. Oh, crap. Well, that sucked. Fortunately, we know it's not really much of an issue. Okay. It doesn't take people to figure this out normally. Am I slow or am I above the curve? When it comes, you realize gravity is just a faint suggestion. On the Lucifer series, there are people who actually got into the devil's old digs, and well, one, they didn't want anyone there, so there's literally no food, no water, just, you know, let them slowly wither away. When he finally came around to collect them, I guess this is a portal. When he came around to collect them, they were dying, and he said, Abdullah came from the meanderings of time. With him came no mass, no blind, no praying man, only empty silence, like world gone. We saw that one before. Also, Golden Tree. Either Eden or Elden Ring. Redundancy. Okay. And you're going to see a lot of duplications, I guess. Alright, cool. What's down here? Let's just... Alright, cool. Get this baby working. Alright, cool. Let's go deal with the cosmic horror of endless hallways. Excuse me, sir? Reactive architecture, huh? Showing signs of awareness, which is not always the best thing. This is definitely the oldest house, sub-basement. Yay! Gentlemen, how are we doing? We chill? Check a few things here. Yeah, it's the only way to go. You're gonna eat us? You're gonna leave us alone? You're gonna take the portal, alright? It is abyss before time, a solid black of darkness that stretches endlessly beneath the roots of a forest of destinies, event without a cause, a door without a lock, a fold of impossible geometry. We've glitched outside of creation. Convergence. Ah, there it is, convergence. Although, this must be like the central zone. Is this in the area we just came in? Huh. Not sure where exactly we are at the moment. Also, we're not alone. And like I said, that's not comforting. It's more terrifying. This is the way we did come in. Alright, so we've definitely gone somewhere. But yeah, that was the area we went before. So if you go straight through to the zone where you think you're supposed to go, you'll end up back at that place. I want to port this one a bit. Let's ensure, and you know, what we're doing. Okay, so this pattern means going in this direction. Last one says the force destiny is reality as a whole. It grows a shimmering multiversal construct born of hope and fear. In other words, creation. We're in the sub-basement. Threshold. Yep. We're definitely not where we started. Missing. Sheesh. Back here again. Now we know we can climb up the walls. We've been here before. We know what they say. Ash, caution, or ash to one ring, bind the wall. I got it. Let's book it, shall we? Sorry, just I take a moment there, recalibrate. I mean, nobody really wants to do that walk again, right? So we know the starry portals are, well, starry portals. They go somewhere else. Also, there's not a lot. That redundancy was an interesting way of putting it. Not sure why we've got the other guys there. It's probably not a good reason, but, you know, there's probably a reason. Alright, cool. The sub-basement of creation. Like I said, after a certain point of view, you begin to understand why they created more advanced versions to deal with. Because, you know, is this really where you want to spend eternity? And it being as bad as things can get in, you know, reality, consensus reality, as it were. At least interesting. Sometimes too brief, but interesting. Okay, anything else over here? I'm wondering. This is not the zone we tackled before. It does not look like it. I guess we're going this way. No, it's there. And nothing. Ugh. Kind of doesn't need a defense system. Just makes it big. Alright, so it's not there. That's where we just came in. Alright, so just checking. Alright, so it does appear we're supposed to be being corralled in this direction. Although Alright. Same prompt as before. Okay, that's not it. Yeah, I can't tell where it's been here before. The internal devices can't tell if we've been here before. They can't really probably differentiate between us. It makes you wonder why God needed the prompts. You forget what jumping was one day? How does God forget concepts? Alright, so... The pillars of Banah. One white, one black. The pillars hold up creation. Destruction, destructive force, and the creative force. Alright, so just keep going. Going. Rats in a maze. Okay, that was a spawn. They've done that. Infinite void time, isn't it? Hi. Yay. Oh, there we are. What's humming? What machinery would it be here? Probably just our concept of machinery. We believe there should be an AC system, so we create the noises for it mentally. Alright. Let's see if we missed anything. Den. Doesn't seem to be much out there. I get a hint I'm supposed to be jumping. Rats in a maze. Despite all my rage, I'm still I'm worried if I complete that, I'm gonna end up getting hit by copyright issues. Okay, so we want to try this way. Then we should be like marking our way here. There's sure like a way you could do that. Of course, probably if you do that, they do things like remove the markers. And then leave me up there anyways. No secrets. Or rather, everything still remains secret. That's the back way we came, is not? Yes, it is, I believe. Although geometry may not be three-dimensional. Yeah, I think it's where we can. Again, the fake machine noises. Back here. Sounds kind of make me think we're making progress, but I don't know what kind of progress. Could be that I skipped something by jumping around walls and such. Looks like we're getting closer to the void center. I think. Elevator shaft? Nope. Those gravitational light shafts and such. Huh. Is there holes here? Keep that in mind. Oh wait, it's just wallpaper. Probably nothing here. Alright. Enough sightseeing, and we're back here again. I think. Feel a little more confident to be able to walk a bit more. But I do feel like we are going around in circles here. Ah, God's first gallery. as I like to call it. Yeah, the One Ring, we got it. This is where I said it cost me everything to come here. This is our way out, I think. The last one said, the Forest of Destinies, reality as a whole that grows. Okay, we already saw that one. Oh, well, that's not great. It's like the central area again. Now that we know that the walls can be scaled, let's scale them. Something over there. Doesn't look like it. The white is always whiter on the other side. Marble is always whiter on the other side. I don't know. Nice perspectives, but again, I feel like we're not getting anywhere. Bad case of aerophobia. That might just be a glitch in the graphics. Such a minimalist. I think we've been here before, right? An onyx shard poisons the earth, a sign parasites the decaying flesh of the universe. Someplace new. You walk the walls of time, beware. Sectors rearrange them for arbitrary motives. A shadow waits, a shadow watches. Embrace the tyranny of fate. Basically, the void is reclaiming everything, and spaces do move around randomly. Let's see. The saying, danger, danger, Will Robinson, beware. Got it. Alright, so the question is... I see something over here. It's two places, actually. How high can we get? Nothing here at the moment. Yeah, I just thought a drop. The place is probably falling apart without a guide to maintain it. We're probably not going to be able to jury-rig it ourselves. Gonna take a little more duct tape. So we're supposed to go from here, unless... do this and come back. Nah, it didn't work. I was kind of hoping it would. Anything down here? I didn't think so, but still looking for places to go. The void? Not a void. Yes, it's a void. Alright, it's a void. Oh, we're all the way back here. I think that's... anything up here we can look at? Does not look like it. But what's that? Maybe we can get to it, however. No fall damage. At least God didn't code in, destructive forms of gravity. Probably came later. So where do you want me to go from here? Because I think we're on this server room. Okay, so we've got your danger warning. Get up there. No. Way too high. Okay, so I guess we're gonna portal back because I don't see anything. We're supposed to go here. I don't know where that goes. So let's go the other way. Back the way we came. Saw that one before. Threshold again. Yeah, it's the same place as before. What happens if we with the portal? Do we end up in the same place again, or do we have another moment where we end up somewhere else? Oh, right, big eye. Snarron's here. Yeah, we're back here again. Okie dokie. Let me check the time on this. Be right back. Yeah, just about an hour. I'm not going to go much further than this. Don't think I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. It's probably a walkthrough would get me through this, but you know me, I like to start blind. Not look up things unless I really need them. But yeah. I figured out some things. We've not figured out everything. We're not even quite sure what the plot is yet. Basically, we're an intruder in God's old house. Maybe the House of Leaves, perhaps, but lit. Could be the opposite of the House of Leaves. That goes and descends into darkness. It'd be more clip-offy, you know? Alright, let's see what happens. It's just going to teleport us back. Yep, it's exactly what I thought I was going to do. Alright, so yeah, there's no way I can turn away the camera to do this, but this has been Blackshard, and don't know precisely what I think about it so far. I mean, I like exploration games well enough, but I kind of want to know where we're going and why we're going. I mean, we figured out a few things. We're here in defiance of natural law, and we're trying to figure something out, and we've been warned not to touch anything that's being affected by the darkness, so it's kind of like a Jesse control moment without the actual bureau. This might be the oldest house. You know, yeah, we've already got the one activated. It might actually be the oldest house in another dimension. We saw all those server stacks when we were playing the Foundation DLC. So yeah, interesting. The concept. I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing to do, but you know, I need to get a better clue of what the game rules were like. He beheld everything from the deepest part to the distant future, the deepest past to the most distant future. He beheld the beginning of time and its end, the thread of its existence and its ancestors and descendants. He saw the universe as a whole under its destiny and grieved deeply for it all. Yeah, sometimes it can seem like a lot. Anyway, so this is Fantastic World, saying farewell from Lovecraft Country, and let's play Blackshard. Hope you enjoyed your time here, just taking a quick dip into the more esoteric, isometric side of cosmic horror, and you know, if it turns out to be something that I'd be interested in, I'll drop it into next lit when it comes out. But this is the demo for now. You can download yourself and poke around more than I have, and probably find more than I have. But at least you got an idea of what's going on. Anyways, I will see you next time. Don't forget to vote, and bye.